So when you have embodied language, when you have stopped your disembodied language and you have embodied language, you you begin to like yourself, and it's amazing how how liking yourself can continue. How it is. People often have made remarks that we are into worshipping ourselves. That's really sort of like a vain thing, a bad thing. But whenever we are worshipping ourselves, so to speak, in the wrong sense, with disembodied language, we are, good morning, we are making comparisons between ourselves and others. So we believe to be better than others or something like that, or we believe to be above others or so, superior to them. And in embodied language, you don't do that. You are just being yourself, and you're not comparing yourself to anybody. And the people who have disembodied language, you actually also don't even compare yourself with them. You have no business with them, because the two never meet. Your embodied language never meets with the disembodied language of others. They are mutually exclusive. So you begin to like yourself. You finally have time to like yourself. It's also kind of like, you have time for yourself, and that's why you like yourself. And so, and as you come to know yourself, that's another thing, of course, as you begin to acquire real self-knowledge, you recognize who you are, and you kind of notice what kind of a person you are, and your specific quips, and your tendencies. These are sort of like innate behaviors that you have. You can't help yourself, because that's just who you are, and that begins to shine, and that begins to to be expressed and to be known also, and to be known in the sense that you can continue with it. And that you can continue to have so much fun, and it just gets more and more enjoyable, and you're more and more satisfied, and you're more and more intrigued also with what you have expressed, because it is amazing that you have been able to climb out of this whole history of conditioning with disembodied language that everybody else is obviously stuck in. You are listening to yourself, you are speaking with yourself, and yes, in principle we can all talk like this with each other, of course, and if we're going to do what I suggest that everybody should do, if you are going to do this, if you are going to also talk with yourself and find out that you can listen to yourself, and that listening to yourself is a whole new way of understanding yourself, instead of observing yourself, being mindful, whatever you have been doing when you were still believing in inner language, that's all nonsense, But once you begin to express what you are able to express, and once you begin to use your language correctly by adhering to the fact that language is overt, it is overt. Your expression is audible, you can hear it, and if you make a video like I do, you see yourself, and you can see it. But if you do it just by speaking with yourself and listening to yourself, you hear the sound of your embodied language, and that is such a pleasant thing to listen to, you know. And yeah, that is what they call self-reinforcement or automatic reinforcement. You keep on going with it because you just enjoy it so much, and so everything that is picked up on the way because of that new behavior, because it is a new behavior, everything that's picked up on the way is also all the knowledge, so to speak, all the understanding that you have of yourself with your embodied language is going to be staying with you because it's who you are. And so in this embodied language, yeah, you lose, so to speak, your knowledge, you lose your understanding again and again, because yeah, it's all based on misunderstanding. You're in this embodied language, you were not listening to yourself. So everything that you have picked up while being involved in disembodied language is wrong, basically. and there will be multiple times in which you have to sort of just catch yourself and say to yourself, yeah, wait a second, you know, I spent hours yeah, in my head, so to speak, right? You seem to be thinking, you seem to have language inside of you. And then when you start speaking again and you start saying to yourself, what is this, what I'm thinking? Why is my mind not stopping? What is this? There cannot be any inner language inside of me. How can that be? How can I remediate that? This illusion of my thinking, this illusion of my mind, this illusion of inner language. How can I get rid of that illusion? Well, you express it and you listen to it as often as you need to, and then it subsides. Then it is no longer there. Then you acquire the knowledge which you have expressed, that there is no inner language.